So it's been a little while since I featured Christopher Ward here on my channel. They're one of my favorite micro independent brands. That's a term that I've sort of coined for my own, but they truly are a micro independent brand. They aren't a micro brand. They're not really an independent brand. They're somewhere in the middle, but they make amazing watches at an incredible value. Today we have the C63 Sealander GMT with a sapphire bezel. This is a limited edition. Let's flip the camera and take a look. So here we are, Christopher Ward, one of my favorite brands. I actually have another Christopher Ward on my wrist today that is not my personal Christopher Ward. It is another release that they just recently released, and we'll take a look at that one in just a few minutes. But as I mentioned in the intro, this is the C63 Sealander. This is the sapphire dial, and it's the GMT. It comes in Christopher Ward packaging, which is very nice considering the prices that these watches actually sell for. So it's a big drawer. When you open up that drawer, it's made out of bamboo and it's sustainable. You know, it's like a leatherette that they use as well. There's obviously information on the warranty. You get that 60/60 warranty, which is great. There's a microfiber cloth in this little pouch right here. And then, of course, here is the watch. Now, this is a limited edition of their sapphire dial Sealander GMT. Now, they make non-limited edition versions of this. They make a white dial version of this, sort of a polar version that gets a very bright white dial. You can get these on bracelets as well. This one is on the rubber strap. This is sort of their hybrid fabric rubber strap. But the best thing about this watch, best thing about Christopher Ward in general, is the value for money. So the first thing you're going to notice on this watch, and I always like to mention that when we look at a new watch, is the dial. You have that smoky sapphire dial. Now, I've featured almost every sapphire version that Christopher Ward has made on this channel. I've featured a number of their other colorful dialed sapphire dive watches, however, not a GMT. So this is 150 meters of water resistance because this is the Sealander, so it's sort of sea and land. So it's 150 meters of water resistance, but you get that light catcher case. On this one, you're getting a beautiful 24-hour ceramic bezel, which is loomed. We'll do a loom shot at the end. You're getting the light catcher case, which you guys know I love. I think they do a great job with these cases. These are not a micro brand case. These are sort of a micro independent brand. There is nothing that is cheap about this watch. When you look at the watch, when you feel the watch, this is not something that competes with your other sort of micro brands out there like Zelos and things like that. This is a step above, in my opinion. And also you're getting a movement that's a little bit of a step above as well. You're getting a Sellita SW330. The SW300 is their upgraded version of an automatic movement. This is the SW330, so it's that SW300 with a GMT function. It is not a traveler's GMT, it is an office GMT, so definitely something to keep in mind if you are not a fan of that, or maybe you are. And this does get a black case back, so that is DLC coded. And I'm not sure why they went with that black case back. The only reason why I could think of, it kind of looks cool in profile. Makes it look thinner because you don't really see the case back very much because it is in black. You get a signed crown. It is deeply etched with the Christopher Ward logo. And the dial here, the setup is pretty simple. It just says Christopher Ward there at the top. And then above the 6 o'clock, it just says chronometer. So this is a chronometer. It is a COSC certified movement as well. And it just says 150 meters of water resistance. That is it. Very simple. You also get a date. I'm not a huge fan of the date, but it looks good on this watch. It sort of completes the index at 6 o'clock. And it's there when you want it, and it's not there when you don't. I always say that with a good date, it's something that you look for. For me, and this is very personal, I don't want to see it on a regular basis because I'm very aware of what day it is and the date because of the job that I do. So I'm not really that concerned about that. But you get a blue GMT hand that's sort of a powder blue, baby blue GMT hand looks really good, and of course you get those Christopher Ward hands. You sort of have a dagger hour hand and then a fence post minute hand. Applied indices, these are filled with loom. You get X1, BL, C1, and also that bezel is filled with loom, as I mentioned. Christopher Ward usually do a very good job with loom. We will do a quick loom shot towards the end. Very quickly, let me do some quick measurements. You get like sort of a raised sapphire crystal. It's not a box sapphire crystal on here. This is a 39mm watch. It wears like a 39mm watch. It's on the slightly thicker side for a 39mm watch, but it's not terrible. 12.8 millimeters, considering it has 150 meters of water resistance. It could be slightly thinner, but you do get to see the movement from the back. So all things considered, it's not bad. Plus you have, like I mentioned, that raised sapphire crystal. So it's not a domed sapphire crystal, it's a flat sapphire crystal with just a little raise to it. 6.2 millimeters on the crown. Lug to lug on here is a true lug to lug because this one is on a strap. They make this on a bracelet as well. The lug to lug is 45 and change, so 45.8 or 45.7 depending on how you actually catch the lug. So I'm just around 46 millimeters on the lugs. Really a very nice watch. The strap on here is a rubber strap. It's sort of a hybrid strap. It's fabric on the top side, and then on the bottom side it has this weave pattern for relieving sweat and heat. And then you have a nice Christopher Ward milled buckle. Now the price on this, now I don't know if these are even available anymore because I'm getting to this video pretty late, but these were limited to only 200 pieces, so I'm pretty sure these sold out quickly. This was originally $1,200, which is an excellent price for what you are getting, and I think it was like $1,300 if you want it on the bracelet. The bracelet is the way I would go 100% of the time because you get that quick release and the quick on the fly micro adjust. So really beautiful bracelets on Christopher Ward's. They do have push pins, but the quality is really there. They're very, very well made, and the micro adjust is excellent. It's really useful. I have a C65 dive timer, which I absolutely love, and it has that. That wasn't a very expensive watch. I think I paid around $700 for it. It was limited to 150 pieces, and those are actually selling on eBay for more than I paid for them now, which is pretty funny. But that is a watch that I absolutely love and will keep in my collection. Very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist. Then we will do a quick loom shot. I'll throw this on my wrist as well so you can see on my 7.5-inch wrist. Today I have their newest sort of arrival in the dive watch arena for Christopher Ward. This is the Aquatine, and this is a sapphire bezel version of a classic diver from them. So this is the C65, I believe, because it's in that sort of more classic light catcher case, and it is, you know, it has all the good things that Christopher Ward has. The bezel action on this is insane. I'll do a full video on that. I'm actually going to be dropping it probably within the next few days because I've had this for a few days and I really want to get a video out on it. It took a long time to get to me, but this is a really cool watch in the vein of sort of, you know, your 50 Fathoms, those 1960s, 1970s dive watches that were pretty damn cool. So I love the bezel on this. It's beautiful. And then, of course, you get a nice Salida movement in the back. So here is the Sealander GMT Sapphire, so the smoky sapphire. Now, this is the first one that they came out with. I'm sure that they'll come out with other versions with different color dials, because that's what they did with the sapphire dial versions of the C63, I want to say, or C60. They did a whole bunch of sapphire dial divers, and I'm getting all the numbers confused, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And they did a whole bunch of different sapphire colors. So they did an orange, it was like a blood orange, a blue, a smoky, black like this one. Yeah, and I think that was it. But there you go. You can see on my 7.5-inch wrist, this wears like a 39mm watch. It does sit very nicely and close to my wrist, so it doesn't really wear high on my wrist. It's a very comfortable watch. Christopher Ward in general, like I said, the cases on these are top notch. The sapphire dial here, this is made out of sapphire. It has a coating on it that gives you that color. So it's not a real coated, real tinted sapphire crystal, but either way, these aren't very expensive watches, and for what you're getting, that effect, it really doesn't make a difference to you when you're looking at it. It looks like a coated sapphire. It acts like a coated sapphire. Doesn't make a difference, right? So in my opinion, these are excellent values and very good looking watches. So very quickly, let's do a loom shot and then wrap up the video. So great loom on here. Bezel is loomed. Hands very liberally applied with loom. The indices especially liberally applied with loom. The only thing that's missing loom is the second hand. The GMT hand is loomed. So everything very nicely loomed. Christopher Ward do a very good job with loom. They do a good job with just basic quality for the price. And this has all of that. It's a great watch, a great value, GMT, really well made. At a very good price. Anyway, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of that other watch that I just showed you, their newest diver, the Aquatine? It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful watch. They're, you know, doing a little bit with their logo. So this has the Christopher Ward logo at 12 o'clock. They're putting the sort of the double flag, that little checkered flag that they're putting at the logo for this watch, the new watch that they're coming out with. They just recently updated their dual crown, the super compressor, the real super compressor with that same logo. So they're changing things a little bit, listening to some feedback, people commenting on their logos. So that's pretty cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.